my sexy Dexter fans. So you may be wondering why I am so stylishly dressed tonight. Number one, I take Dexter vlogging very seriously. Why shouldn't I be classy? Maybe I want to be the classiest Dexter reviewer in the galaxy. Who are you to judge? That and in all reality, I bought a new dress for a Christmas party that I'm going to later this week. I'm actually going to be wearing it for two different things, so being economical about it. And it's either me wearing this snazzy dress and a snazzy sweater or my PJs. I'm kind of all or nothing right now. That's all I gotta say. But so to get to the meat of the conversation here, I had promised in my vlog from yesterday that I was going to talk to you guys about some of the things that had happened in the latest episode of Dexter. Well, latest, depending on when you're watching this, I'm talking about episode 11 of season 7. Do you see what I see? So we're going to talk about that and then some observations and predictions that I have for the next episode. And I'm just gonna warn you right now, spoilers for one, and for another, I don't have any like incredibly organized and well thought out theories. I'm just kind of winging it and making observations because really, I'm just ready to be surprised. So I'm gonna keep my predictions relatively light, but I'm gonna try and respond to some of the things that you guys have mentioned to me that were concerns of yours. So, okay, I'm gonna get all warm. So I better get my game in my game zone thing. Also, look at this awesome Christmas light necklace. I got that holiday cheer, so you should be proud. So, anyways, it is time for us to discuss things of great importance. Number one, who done it? Who poisoned Deb? Was it actually Hannah? Some of us would like to believe so, but there is evidence existing that makes me and many others think opposite. There are three major suspects that we're dealing with right here. And there is Hannah, Deborah herself, and Arlene. So let us step back really quick and take a look at how it could be either of them. So, of course, the evidence is pretty compelling as far as things with Hannah go. And it's interesting because Dexter is already suspecting Hannah before he even really solidifies everything. I mean, for instance, did he actually examine the hair that he found in Deborah's bathroom? Was it actually Hannah's? Did Deborah plant that hair herself, thinking that possibly Dexter would go to check her house for evidence of a break-in, and you know, maybe she was very elaborately trying to frame Hannah by, oh, I've got this hair, well, this is ever so convenient. But we don't know that Dexter actually checks the hair. He's just like, Hannah was here, because he's already you know, he is emotionally charged and just electrified with the terror of the fact that it could be Hannah. And he is realizing the full magnitude of his distrust in her. And so honestly, that kind of motivates and has an effect on the way that he goes about trying to figure out what actually happened with Deborah. So it leaves some gaps. He does kind of make some assumptions, and they're very emotionally based, which is surprising for Dexter, but he has really emerged from his little monstrous cocoon, and he's really becoming human. He's coming into his own. He's almost kind of in this sort of new, like almost prepubescent stage of life where he's trying to figure it all out. And so there are some gaps left for us to fill in. Yeah, things seem pretty compelling with Hannah. You know, she came to Deborah's the night before. Hard to tell what her intentions truly were, if she really was trying to make peace or if she was trying to scout out a way that she could intervene for both herself and Arlene, as Deborah was preparing to wring the truth right out of Arlene lest she take the kids away. And there are some problems that I have with the idea of Deborah poisoning herself And while I realize that, you know, number one, it's distinctly possible that she dissolved pills into her own water, you know, because it wasn't a foreign poison, it's possible that Deborah could have done it herself and on purpose. But I really struggle with the idea, and I mentioned this before, I struggle with the idea that Deborah would endanger her own life completely and the lives of others by drugging up before she hits the road. You know, that just really bothers me. It bothers me that she would have so much confidence in her mission that she would make such a risky move. And yet it makes sense that she might have done so to just get Dexter's attention. You know, framing Hannah to Deborah means that she can have Dexter back in her life again, that they can continue to figure everything out together. Because Hannah's really kind of thrown a wrench into Deborah's vision of where things should be going. And she is genuinely concerned that Hannah is a threat. I think that she really does believe that Hannah is not someone that Dexter can be safe with. And maybe she would sacrifice her life just to get Dexter away from her. Maybe she's willing to go that far. We know that when Deb is set on something, she will stop at nothing to make sure that she can meet that end. That's just the kind of person she is, and it's a reason why I've really valued her for such a long time and why I love her so much. And I've been so frustrated with all the people that are just like, Deb's a whiny bitch, It's just like, walk a mile in her shoes, brother, please. Because you have no freaking idea just everything she has to deal with and just how strong she remains through it. So I think it's distinctly possible that Deborah did it herself. And I also think it's distinctly possible that Arlene was the poisoner. Because, you know, there's something that Hannah said when she was trying to defend herself against Dexter. She was saying, you know, I've never made a mistake, so if it was me, Deb would actually be dead. However, I look at this from two ways. Number one, that is true. That is true. Hannah is good at what she does. However, she could have dissolved just enough of the drugs into Deb's water in order to just send a message. You know, she's smart on both ends of the spectrum. She knows how she can like mess with a body, and she knows how she can put to rest a body, so to speak. But you know, it's possible that Arlene, being inexperienced and kind of incompetent, Arlene might have actually wanted to find a way to kill Deb, to put her off for good, and she somehow found out that Deb was on medication, and she tried to subtly find a way to use that against Deb. And I suppose she could have found out from Hannah, because Hannah would have had to know if Deb was taking drugs in order to have done it herself. So there must have been, if Arlene is the person, there must have been a way for her to figure that out. But yeah, so that's a very interesting issue, and honestly, I'm starting to think that it wasn't Hannah the more that I've thought about this issue over the week. I think it's possible that Dexter is going to find out that it wasn't Hannah, whether he finds out that Deb did it to herself or that Arlene did it, because Arlene is she is billed as appearing in the final episode, and I'm trying to think why, and maybe it's because she's like, sorry about that, Hannah, it was me, you know, and then Dexter tries to help Hannah get out of prison. This leads into my discussion of things that I'm anticipating for the next episode. And based on what I've seen from the promo, it definitely appears that Hannah, she gets out of the clink. She's walking around at night in the city, so you know, that's pretty compelling. I would say that is it's a distinct possibility, if not in what's actually happening. It's distinctly possible that she is getting free. And does she do that of her own accord, or does Dexter help her? Because it appears in the promos that they're still kind of romantically intertwined. You know, it's not as cut and dry as you might think. They're still dealing with one another. They're still magnetized and drawn to one another, and so they might they might kind of act accordingly. Yeah, but it appears from what I think I saw in the promos that Hannah has some kind of medical emergency. We see her like slump over in her cell and Dexter is standing right outside. Maybe she's trying to fake an accident so that she can get out of prison, get carted off to go get medical help, and then somewhere in that process she escapes. And then does she blackmail Dexter? Does she show the true colors that we seem to have seen in the last episode? Or does she forgive him, be like, I get where you're coming from? You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say if Hannah might actually be of help to Dexter, or if she will try to be his undoing, kind of Lila style. There's really no way of knowing, and honestly I don't know how to make a prediction about that because Hannah has been so hard to figure out. She's been just so mysterious, and it's just bothered me so much that we can never tell exactly like who she really is. So what do you guys think? I mean, because as much as I want Dexter to be first and foremost loyal to Deborah, it seems that the writers are painting Hannah to be a very different type. You know, she's neither protagonist nor antagonist. She's kind of somewhere in the delightful, not so black and white land of in between. So another thing that a lot of people have been discussing is, well, that little image of Dokes that we saw in the preview, is it actually new footage? And the answer is yes. It is new footage because the original occasion upon which Doak said, surprise motherfucker, was in the shipping yard way back when. And in this scene, he's entering a room. I can't really tell where he is, if it's at Miami Metro or something like that, but he's entering the room and, you know, he's wearing different clothes. It's in general just different. But I don't think that he will be alive as much as my brain wants to conspire some kind of way that it could be possible, but I think that they found that the dental records of the deceased victim that was located in the lake at the end of season 2, they were confirmed to be Dokes. I think that it was either Lundy or Matthews came into LaGuardia's office and they were like, just so you know, like the dental records have been confirmed, and LaGuardia's just going crazy, like, you know, just trying to get everything together, and she's just brushing him off and just completely in denial. And so I think that technically Dokes has been no more since season 2 and now. But I definitely think that he's going to be making a star appearance in somebody's brain, and it's going to be worked up in a very significant way. Obviously, Dokes doesn't get a side role. He is, when he's around, he is ever on the horizon. And of course, the writers are gonna play that the hell up because they know how much we have been screaming for him since forever. So I think he's gonna be in either Dexter or LaGuardia's head, like guiding LaGuardia or teasing Dexter because whoops, he got caught. And that leads me to another thing. Does Dexter actually get caught? Is that a dream sequence? Or is he gonna work his way out of this and find a way to completely shame LaGuardia? And as to whether or not LaGuardia could die at the end of this season, I think it's distinctly possible. I don't know, because, you know, it would not go so well for Dex if she was still hanging around. I think that she would completely go off the deep end and we would just see her sink into delirium, which just seems kind of unfortunate, sort of like what's happened to Quinn this season, you know? So I think that she might die. I think it's distinctly possible, but I don't know that she's gonna die by Dexter's hands. There's a, spoiler alert, there is a 1-minute preview scene where Dexter is talking to Harry in his mind, and he's like, oh, I don't know if I can kill LaGuardia, or Dexter is thinking that he should, and Harry's like, she doesn't even come close to fitting the code, and Harry's trying to persuade Dexter. This part of Dexter's subconscious is trying to persuade him to just grab Deb, grab Harrison, and fly. And so that's a very interesting scene. I can't wait to see that played out in full. But I think it's distinctly possible if Hannah is still on Dexter's side at the end and she does get out and she's actually like willing to help him, maybe she's gonna find a way to deal with LaGuerta herself. However, I really want to see Deborah make a kill of some kind. And I think it's distinctly possible that she will, if not entirely probable. I'm personally looking for that to occur in the next episode. And I know that some of the promo artwork that's been released, it's leading a lot of us to believe that Dexter and Deborah are going to be facing off. But I think, if anything, Dexter is going to be trying to distance himself from Deborah to keep her safe. Because he says, like, he doesn't want Deborah to go down with him. That is the last thing that he wants. And it's why part of his brain is telling him to just fly, just hit the road, be gone, run. And, but, so I don't think that they're going to be facing off against one another, but I think that there's going to be a certain tension. Deborah's going to want things to be done her way, Dexter doesn't want that to happen, and then shit's going to hit the fan, and they have to figure out where they're going to go from here. Maybe Deborah will kill LaGuerta. I don't know. I think that would be awesome because LaGuerta has always had Deb under her thumb, like, this entire show. So that would just be the ultimate telling her off, you know. And LaGuerta kind of screwed over Matthews too, so I don't see why Deb shouldn't screw over LaGuerta. It's just it's just an endless chain of screwing, and not of that variety that you're thinking of. So shut up, you pervert. So those are some of my thoughts right now. What are some things that you observed in the trailer? What are you predicting? Where are we gonna go? So thanks so much for watching this little vlog of mine. Sorry, it's kind of not so little. I can't really do it that way. Sorry. I'm gonna give you everything I've got. So I have special things planned for tomorrow. So you guys are gonna want to stick around for my coverage of what's to come. It's gonna be really fun. I'm so excited. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing y'all very soon to talk about this. And the Dexter vlogs shall not stop. We are gonna keep rocking and rolling till the very end. So thanks for watching. Leave all your comments below. I'm slowly but surely working my way through responding to as many people as I can. If I don't respond directly to you, I still send my love very much your way. So know that. And I'll be back in the gym.